way they did it tonight, what pleases you most?
The fact that they stayed together. You know, we got down. It was a fist fight for most of the game, and we found a way to execute at the end. You know, close it out at the end. I give credit to Brooklyn. They're been playing really good basketball. I think they're 5-5 in their last 10 games. We looked at stats before we played them, and with Jeremy Lin and Lopez, they're like 9-13. They have a very respectable record, and they're playing hard and they're playing well. And so to come in here and do those things that I just mentioned, I think it's a wonderful, although injured and shrunk team. It's a wonderful team effort.
Dario specifically, what'd you see out of him for the bounce back he showed?
I mean, the common denominator when you look at our wins, some of them unlikely, some of them just, like tonight, we found a way to do it. The common denominator is he performs. And a really close second is Roberts right next to him. The wiggle room that this group has is tiny. The margin for error is tiny. And when you look at sort of links to pair up with our wins, it's certainly Dario, and it's a really close second. We need Robert right next to him performing well.
Your points in the paint and your three-point. In the first half, you had over 90% of your points were either in the paint or from three-point line, and that's where you want to get.
That is our efficient shot decision. It's how we coach our guys. We don't discourage open long twos, but we really promote trying to get to the rim and shoot confidently threes. I look at Timmy Luau, who started out 0 for 4, from the three-point line, and then ended up finding a way to make 4, I believe. Ended up 4 for 10. Those were big shots, and for him, a young man, to not lose his mojo, to maintain his confidence and make that volume of threes after you start out 0 for 4. To your point, we encourage those shots, and good for him.
What did you think about Tiago, and why did you decide to go with him in this game?
For the obvious reasons. We got into foul trouble with our bigs, and it was just a natural pairing. You actually couldn't have put sort of him in a position with the way the thing has unfolded, with Rashawn getting quick fouls and Sean Long there. We came in. I was trying to preserve our two bigs for the second half. And I thought that Tiago's, whatever it was, 7.5 minutes was incredibly timely, and allowed us to get to that second half where we could go back to a normal rotation, fearless, I suppose, of fouls, or less afraid of fouls, with Sean and Rashawn.
You brought up Covington earlier, but what did you think of the play that he made to get the putback on Conley? Did he finally give you the lead?
And he does that. Like, you look back at some of our close games this year, he's been there on putback situations a few times. I think it's as many as 4 times that he's come up with those like snaky offensive rebounds where he just finds a way to come up with the ball after we miss the shot. And he's committed, he's long. I think people don't understand he's got a 7'6" wingspan. He really is long, and he can get to balls that you might not think he could get to, and that example was one of them.
Where has Dario and Sarge improved the most since the All-Star break?
I mean, my quickest reaction is not a statistic. It's not even a part of like a stat sheet. It's more in his head. There's a comfort level that he plays with now that he did not play with at the start of the year, and it's continued to grow as he has assumed more responsibility as a starter, as he's just played more and more NBA basketball. When the Yersan Ilyasova trade happened and he saw daylight as a starter, it's just a progressive sort of rhythm beat to his mind and his confidence and his disposition, his poise. He doesn't play as fast in his mind as he used to. I think there's a calmness and a confidence that he plays with as this season has unfolded.
Do you think he would have been? Brett, do you think he would have been able to bounce back like that earlier in the season? I mean, because he had a bad game the last outing. He was able to come back.
Yeah, I think he's just got more opportunity to make amends for that performance, like you say, that wasn't really one of his better games. I feel like because he knows like we need him, he's going to play 30-something minutes, especially when you have 8 guys, that he can play and navigate himself through a game where mistakes are going to happen. But I do feel, to your point, Keith, like it is a reflection of his competitiveness. You know, when he's down, he finds a way to get back up quite quickly, and we need him to. We really need him to.
Nick was really active, and it showed with the +12. What did you see from him in the things that don't show up in points and rebounds?
We take a stat on just what was his plus-minus when he was the point guard. And he was a +10 as a point guard. When you don't have Sergio and you're searching for other, point guard options, and so we have tried this sporadically before with Nick, and he comes in and does that the way that he did it. It was excellent. I think we all see his skill package with the ball. He's big enough to rise up behind a pick and roll and punish it if people go under. I think that those types of things most stand out with Nick at the point guard position especially.
When you see how well you've been playing this lately, do you project yourself thinking how good you're going to be with Ben and Joel coming back next year?
I mean, you always step back and think about, what's coming, because we have so much flexibility with draft picks and free agency and with the health of, look at the people that aren't playing, from Jaleel to Joel to Ben Simmons to Jared Bayless to Gerald Henderson. Those were, that injured group in the locker room is a pretty good team I just rolled off. And it's interesting, like you come back in and you greet your players, and I'm going through just the litany of injured players that I just mentioned. And so naturally, like in general, you think about what we can grow to. I'm very proud of my coaching staff. I think that we've all been together and endured a lot. I think the system in place can absorb talent and move the program forward. I like the sports science side of what we're doing. Look, the group's going to have to find a way to go to another place. We got 8 guys. We got to play the Atlanta Hawks tomorrow night. And so all that recovery stuff, means something. But in general, the team I'm excited about, and I think more to the point, I feel like the system that we're trying to grow, the culture that we're trying to build is solid.
Coach, talk about the fight that your boys played tonight. They didn't give up. Talk about that morale, and where did that come from?
I think it's a resilience that the group has found for a while now, and when you drop like flies like we have with just multiple injuries and multiple injuries to key people, unlikely things have a chance to happen. And like we tell our guys, it's not like we're going to just go give the ball to, Carmelo and go to work, or Kevin Durant and go to work. Like, that's not our locker room. Whatever we do has to be done by committee. Everything has to be done as a group. We got to play defense as a team. We got to pass the ball as a team. And I think that reality that they have bought into, and they should, because it's true, has allowed for a tighter team, a team that finds ways to get wins maybe when others think we have no right to. And I think it just produces a real camaraderie and toughness within a group. I think it really does represent what we think a team is.
You feel a sense of pride? Last one, guys. You feel a sense of pride?
I'm proud of what we've endured. Last year we won 10 games. And we started the season, all the critics and different, sites and so on predicted us coming at 24. And that was with a healthy Joel and a healthy Jerry Bayless and a healthy Ben Simmons and so on. And, here we are sitting on, I think it's 28 wins now, with the group that we have. I'm proud of the progression that the program has made. I'm proud of the progression that our players have allowed us to coach them, and they have had individual improvement. Those types of things most come to my mind.
Thank you, guys.